Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a topic that's super important but doesn't always get the attention it deserves. Teenage depression. Now, I know it's not the most light-hearted subject, but trust me, this conversation could make a huge difference in someone's life. So, let's get into it. The 5 signs of teenage depression. And yes, I'll be sharing some real-life examples to help us understand this better, because being a therapist and counselor, I have plenty of experience in this matter. Alright, let's start with the first sign. Withdrawal from friends and family. Now, I'm not talking about your teen wanting to spend a little more time in their room. That's pretty normal. I'm talking about sudden, noticeable pullback from social activities they used to love. For example, let's say your teen was always the life of the party, but now they are skipping hangouts, avoiding family dinners, and just seem distant. Here's a real life example. I once worked with a teenager named Sarah. She was super outgoing and loved soccer. But over a few months, she stopped going to practice, stopped testing her friends, and even avoided her little sister, who she used to be super close with. Her parents thought it was just a phase, but it turned out to be a sign of something deeper. Sign number 2. Changes in sleep patterns. Now, I know what you're thinking. Teens and sleep. They're always tired. But here's the thing. Depression can mess with sleep in big ways. Some teens might sleep all the time, like 12 plus hours a day, and still feel exhausted. Others might struggle to sleep at all, tossing and turning all night. Take my friend's brother, Alex. He used to be a solid 8 hours a night guy, but during his junior year, he started staying up until 3 a.m, scrolling through his phone, then barely making it through the school day. His grades started slipping, and he just seemed, just off. Turns out, his sleep issues were a red flag for depression. Sign number 3. Loss of interest in hobbies. This one's a biggie. When a teen is depressed, things they used to love, like playing the guitar, drawing, or even gaming, can suddenly feel pointless or exhausting. Let me tell you about a teen named Jake. He was obsessed with basketball, like he lived and breathed it. But one day, he just stopped. He quit the team, stopped watching games, and even sold his favorite jersey. His parents thought he was just growing out of it, but it was actually a sign that he was struggling with depression. Sign number 4. Irritability or anger. Now, this next sign might surprise you. We often think of depression as sadness, but for teens, it can show up as frustration or even rage and anger. Small things like a sibling borrowing their stuff or a parent asking how their day was can trigger huge reactions. I'll never forget this one story from a teacher I know. She had a student named Maya who was usually pretty chill. But suddenly, she started snapping at her classmates over the smallest things. Like one day, someone accidentally bumped into her in the hallway, and she completely lost it. Her teacher later found out that Maya was dealing with depression, and her anger was a way of masking her pain. So be careful about that. Sign number 5. Drop in academic performance. Last but not least, a drop in academic performance. Now, I'm not talking about the occasional bad grade. We've all been there. I'm talking about a sudden, noticeable decline in grades or effort, or both. Depression can make it really hard to focus, stay motivated, or even care about school. Here's an example. A teen named Ryan was a straight A student, but during his sophomore year, his grades started slipping. He stopped turning in homework, skipped classes, and even failed a couple of tests. His parents thought he was just being lazy, but it turned out he was battling depression and didn't know how to ask for help. Now, if any of these signs sound familiar, it's important to remember that depression is not a phase or something teens can just snap out of. It's a real, serious condition that needs attention and care. If you're a parent, friend, or even a teen watching this, don't be afraid to reach out for help. Talk to a trusted adult, a counselor, or a mental health professional. You're not alone, and there is hope. Remember, there's always a way to help yourself to overcome any kind of challenges that you face. Remember, give this video a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and drop a comment below. Let's keep this conversation going. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves and each other. Goodbye.